Hello everyone and welcome to another live stream. To another Wednesday evening. Seriously, why is Wednesday pronounced Wednesday and not Wednesday? Or why is it written Wednesday and not W-E-N-S-Day? I would say we'll never know, but we probably know and I just don't. How windy was your day? Yesterday was windy, today wasn't. Yesterday took a walk and didn't really notice much, but I was behind some buildings. And then I got to the other side of the buildings. And then I noticed a lot of wind. I was talking to someone on the phone. And I could hear wind from their phone too. It would be Wednesday. That's a very interesting day. But thank you for the Prime sub. Okami Fan 1, and thank you for the 2 months. Axel Fuck. That's a fun name. How have you been doing? In the south is super windy, south of the Netherlands, I think. I believe you're Dutch. I'm not entirely sure. I forget sometimes who's Dutch, who isn't. Hi Marcel, now you can distract me from work. That's all I'm for. I mean, I'm just dumb entertainment. Well, not necessarily dumb, but I'm just entertainment. What I'm doing here isn't some profound stuff. It's just entertainment. Well, not entirely. Because, you know, with the numbers and the analysis, it does, you know, make you think a little bit. It makes me think, at least, when I'm writing the videos and building the stuff. But yeah, mostly it's just entertainment. Here in Middle Holland it was medium windy, and here in the north it was, I don't know, I haven't been outside for most of the day, but when I did go outside it was, I mean there was a little bit of wind, but nothing much. Anyway, today we're going to continue on Bumbly, Bustling Bumbly Beach. There we go. It's, yeah, it's a big park. I'll give you a bit higher resolution on it. God, that is a beautiful sight to see, isn't it? I wouldn't want to be these guys living here. Doesn't sound very pleasant, probably. Also, not just the sound, imagine just the risk that one of these coasters will fall over on your house. If you live here, it's probably fine, but if you live right next to it. Can't buy any land. Yes, you can, actually. No, only construction rights, but I have bought a few and built a ride here with 2 guests who are taking this ride until time is no more. But I'm not gonna build on it. You can actually buy an area about as big as the park you started with. Which is quite a large area. I didn't realize it was that large, but yeah, there's only a little hole in the middle that you can't buy. It's not that I already purchased this, you just can't purchase it. Anyway, let's go back to a more comfortable scaling factor. There we go. Oh, thank you for the sub. Lix is live. Alright, let's start with a coaster. But what coaster? I've built a vertical drop there and a twister there. We've already got a hypercoaster. There's a corkscrew. We don't need a hypercoaster yet. But we don't have... Realistically, the only options we currently have are the looping coaster, the corkscrew coaster, the hypercoaster, the twister coaster, and the vertical drop coaster. The wooden coaster is also, of course, possible, but it has very big supports, and I don't want that. I don't like the look of that. If they're high up, they ruin the look of the park. So we can choose from 5 coasters, and let's do a hypercoaster because we don't have, well, we have 1, but not a lot, just 1. Any guess that ends with 69? Hang on. Look at this. They do like the monorail, bench girl and bench guy. They are very much not happy. They're in the end exit building now. There we go. They're very much tired. Well, they are actually happy. I suppose the monorail, because they will always go on the monorail makes them happy. Because, okay, so the thing is, I think I know how this works. Because they want to go home. They can't find the exit. But they don't have time to think about that. So they don't get lost. And because they, you know, after a few seconds after they leave the ride, they already go on the ride again. So they don't get lost. And riding the ride brings them a little bit of happiness. So that's how they stay entirely happy. Interesting enough. Oh, thank you for the bits, Magic Geeks. I do appreciate that. Okay. Let's drown a guest with 69. Okay, there isn't one. Are we in the 6900s already? Oh, we're way past that. There's definitely one in the 6900s. There we go. 69, 69 I think is already gone. So we'll go for 6950. Nope. You're lucky. They're also lucky. She's lucky too. Ah. One to kill. Now, can I find my drowning pond? I think it's there. I can see it, but I can't drown. Oh, there we go. They're drowning, I promise. You couldn't see it, but they were drowning. You should put food and drink stalls and bathroom by that lonely monorail. I don't think they're gonna buy anything. Plus, I like the way this looks. Because they will always head for the exit and they'll immediately go into the ride again anyway. Oh, thank you for the 69 bits. Always are. Okay, let's build a hypercoaster. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I have a very exciting non-RCT video for you on Monday. Where to build the station? How about through here? Okay, that's not happening. Okay, what? I think this will... No, we need to be two higher. Okay, so we have until there. Yeah, that'll be fine. Well, it'll be a short station, I suppose. Well, it'll just be a one trainer. Question is, does this still make it? Oh, yeah, that... Why? How is that train still... Oh, there are two trains. Okay, it won't make it. That means we need a normal chain lift. But we can't do a normal chain lift. Okay, I think we're gonna need to build our station a little bit higher over here. Yeah, there we go, that's fine. Okay. Ooh, it's going to rain. Okay, let's go up. There we go, much better. This time we got one very long train. But we can't do that. Okay, we can do that. I kind of want two trains though. There we go, two 4-car trains. That'll have to do. We go. My God. Ooh. You know, I'm very excited for this weekend. It's gonna be a very cool weekend. Because first, on Friday, we have the Dutch single distance speed skating championships, which is very exciting. Then on Saturday, there will be more of that, but I can't watch it, at least not live, because I'll be doing a Lord of the Rings marathon with friends all the way in Leiden. And I have seen all of the Lord of the Rings, I think, but never all in the correct order. So it'll sort of be a first for me. So that's nice. Oh, hey Carrie. Thank you for making me drink. You know, seeing friends is always nice. Lord of the Rings is a good movie. Well, not one, just one movie, good series. And of course, then I'll also have the speed skating of that day to watch back later. And then on Sunday there's more speed skating. And of course a live stream. Hopefully a baby making live stream of Stardew. Not going to do The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Now we only have one day, and a day isn't that long. Besides, The Hobbit isn't nearly as good anyway. I've seen all of the Hobbit movies in theaters. They were good, don't get me wrong, but not as good as Lord of the Rings. Oh, that's in a way. I thought the bobsled was in a way, but I'm way above the bobsled. You know what would be useful? A reverse cutaway view, where you cut away the bottom instead of the top. Because if I just saw everything from like 12 meters up, that will make it a lot easier. I just did a marathon of all 3 Lord of the Rings movies last weekend. It does take a very long time, yes. Someone might be able to make it if you know how to make plugins. I definitely don't. But if someone does, and does make it, I think it won't make this, by the way. Then let me know. Okay, we're there. Yeah, it looks like it's not gonna make that. Yeah, looks can be deceiving, ladies and gentlemen. As I was wrong. Now the question is, how do I get back to the station? Am I hearing a broken down merry-go-round? Or does it just sound that way because there's 2 merry-go-rounds making noise at the same time? Okay, so where is the station? Oh, there. I'm way too far to the left. You know, some people are way too far to the right. This time I'm way too far to the left. Alright. And I need to be on 13.5 meters. Damn, I'm way too high. Okay, I'm slightly off here. What if I do that? And then that. Haha! That works. Okay, let's test this bad boy. Okay, how about some orange. And some yellow. And some white. And some blue trains. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Well, let's make the chain lift a little bit faster. You know, this looks like a fun coaster. The set, you know, the environment it is in is a bit weird. But the coaster itself looks alright. This is a bit of a weird slow section with the helix, but looks like a perfectly fine ride. Okay, the final turn is gonna be not so fine though. Yeah, it's fine in the game. We won't get excessive lats, but yeah, it's not tested because I increased the chain lift speed halfway, so it needs to test again. In real life, that final turn would be a bit jarring. And not the normal kind of jarring, but pickle jarring. Can we go that way? Can't go that way? Well, let's continue onwards then. Okay, nope. Nope. I don't remember the game having a feature where the main camera follows the train of a roller coaster. Is there a button for it? Yeah, you need to press and hold this, and then, well, if you've selected a train, and then follow this on main view. You can zoom out, you can do things, it'll keep following. But if you want to move your mouse around, it'll stop. Or move the screen around, not the mouse. Okay, now let's see if I can... By the way, the lag you see periodically, the lag spikes, is the game autosaving. It's just that the park has become big enough that that takes a while. Oh, look at this. Because it's sort of connecting to the station every time the ghost of the path appears. So the fence of the station disappears. That's interesting. Okay, welcome to Terrible Pathing with Marcel. I mean, can we even... Okay, we can actually... Hang on, what was in the way there? Oh, we're there. This is... There we go. Well, it's connected now. And these are the test results. Oh god, do I need to go even higher? These Ferris wheels are on the ground, so we're not... It looks like we're very high up, but we're not that high up. I'm not sure this is even the highest path. Let's see, this is 18 meters. 15... 16 and a half, that was close. Okay, it might be the highest path. That's also 16 and a half. But it's not by much. It looks like it's the highest by much, but it isn't. Okay, now time to connect this back. Okay, that ain't gonna work. Okay, that's a connection. Okay, I kinda also want a connection there, but... Okay, I foresee possibilities. I foresee impossibilities. Is it this one that's in the way? Yes. Let's take a look at the right tracks. Okay, that's 12, that's a 16 and a half. You can't go in between there. There's just about not enough space. So how about we go this way? across the Ferris wheels. And connect it to, I don't know, somewhere here. There you go, that's a connection. That works. These are terrible paths. You know what, we need some stalls. Can we even build them this high? No. Can we build them there still? No. They only have like a support limit of 9 meters. This one's a bit higher because the cash machine is not as low, so you can build it a bit higher. It's not as tall. Cash machine is of course the most important stall in the game. Thinking about how I'd love to explore one of the dense parks in 3D. Yeah, that would be quite an experience. If you were to explore it in real life, you could probably go deaf. Or go dead. If you actually try to ride a ride, you might not survive that. Did I just place a toilet in the only position I can place a stall? Yeah, I'll place the thing there. And the thing there. Because why not? It is all too high up. That's a connection. Oh my god. That's all too high up, isn't it? Ooh, hey. Can I also... Yes, I can. Let's build some stalls here. There we go. Those are some stalls. Okay, that one's just broken down. It's not unopened. Okay, I have plenty of staff. Is this park overall smaller than the other dense parks? Yes. We calculated it. I believe we needed 141 rides to be as dense as Forest Frontiers. Fire all my staff for 5 minutes. It's almost like I wanted that to happen. Oops, the autoclicker isn't fired up. There we go. Who are entertainers and where are the furries? Yeah, that gets reset every time it updates to a new development version. Which happens pretty much every time I start up the game again on a new day, so... It's a fun thing to do for a video. But it's not really a thing that's long term. You can probably force it to be long term. But je ne sais pas how. Okay, now let's connect this bastard. I think this is gonna be... how do the young kids call it? The mare of the night? Speaking of slang, I have seen some of the, you know, what you would call Gen Z slang and whatever. I don't vibe with that. Which is Gen Z slang, I believe, for not knowing how that works. I just can't understand it. Okay, I can go here. Hey, Silly Simulator, welcome. Good to see you again. We're playing Roller Coaster Tycoon and we're building kind of a dense dense-ish park. It's somewhat dense anyway. And I'm currently trying to connect a topspin, the entrance and the exit lines. And I was looking for... No, for this thing. The cutaway view. I don't vibe with that means you don't really enjoy it. Well, that shows how little I know. I don't vibe that I don't know that. Marcel complaining about the new generation. Who told you I was complaining? I'm not complaining. Oh wait, the entrance path can't go higher. Well, it can, but then it needs to go higher first. I'm not complaining, I'm just saying that I don't understand it. That's different. Thank you for the follow, Ash Ketchup. Now, I have been known to complain about the, not necessarily the current generation. I have no complaints about, you know, the people. But I have complained about, didn't mean to connect the exit there, but that happened. I have been known to complain about how tech is used. And that the analog stuff is not used as much, even though in some places it really is the better option. Okay, this is a good connection. I like that. Hello, Dark Kitty. This stream is straight gas, no cap, for real, omol. We lit, this is straight goated with the sauce gang. No one talks like that. I know those are slang terms that are in right now with Gen Z or whatever comes after Gen Z, but no one talks like that. That's just you combining as many of those terms you know. Okay, this is almost connected. But I can't quite connect that if I go on like this. Actually, I think I can. Okay, and then we go like that. Then there's still a loose end. Hang on, where was I building? Alright, I was going this way. Yeah, this is a loose end now. So we can go that way. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, that works. Fine. Nice. Oh, and thank you for the 11 months, Darky Kitty. Version 4. Okay, time for a launch freefall. Ooh, I saw... That's a... Okay, that doesn't work. Do we have an ops tower? Yes, we do. I can build an ops tower there. Now the question is, can I connect it? I have a few spaces. Well, let's try. I don't think this is gonna work. Nope, junior coaster's in the way, and it's also in the way for the other one. There were no other spots for the entrance. So that ain't gonna work. Oh, I can also put it here. Which is... Okay. But I can see that that's not gonna work. Neither is this. Because, at least if I spot it correctly... Which I didn't. Hang on, I was fooled. By the fool of a tuk. Look at this. in this tiny little bit, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 coasters. And a whole load of flat rides. I can see a space rings, a dodgems, which I thought I didn't have yet. 2 Ferris wheels, a motion sim, a launch freefall. There is a spiral slide. There are so many rides. But if we remove that, can we see... Oh yeah, now we can see the yellow one too. And I think a little bit of green behind that. Yeah, I clicked on the green. The green is in the view as well. What's that one? Oh, that's another Dodgems that we don't have. There are so many rides. Also a little bit of grass still. Anyway, let's try to straight bus in this no cap. Can't go that way. Okay, you know what? I'll cut it off there. Where are we building there? What the? Oh, it's because it's not rendering. There we go. It's because of the cutaway view. I was like, what's going on there? Okay. I think if we just erase this a little bit. Yes. Okay, that's at least connected. Now I need to build another connection here somewhere. That's almost a connection. Oh, I'm below there? Hang on. Let me get... Okay, that's on the right. Oh no, that's 1 too low. It's just that... Oh. Never mind. I thought that coaster was in the way, but not at all. That coaster is way higher. I'm still not done with the path combinations. Connections, by the way. Because I want one here. And I'm gonna get it, baby. There we go. Now those are some juicy connections. And there we have it. That is a motion sim. What? No, an observation tower. Need one of those tram rides named Straight Bussin'. I'm afraid we don't have a tram ride. We have a monorail available, but we don't really have any space for that anymore. Because it doesn't go it doesn't go high enough. Oh, I forgot, I can hire staff again. I was suddenly looking at these rides. I was like, are they all broken down? Yes, yes they are. Also, look at the park rating. Whoopsie daisy. Some mechanics. 100 and... I've got 150, 160. Some security guards. And some entertainers. There we go. That's probably enough. What about a ropeway? Yeah, I could build one of these. A chairlift. Do you really call it a ropeway? Is that a thing in parts of the world? Oh god, I'm building backwards now. Okay, let's... This one's gonna cause me so much pain later on, but it's fine. Launch freefall's in the way. Alright, let's go around it. They can high five the people on the launch freefall and the people on the chairlift. Ah, Poopy da Loopy is in the way. I wonder who came up with such an amazingly mature name. The bench people, yeah, they still exist. They are very happy. I'm not joking, they are very happy. No, other way. Looping coaster is still in the way. Now the Poopy is in the way again. Okay, I think this is a good spot to build the station. And on the other side... yeah, that'll have to do. Alright. This is gonna be a nightmare to connect these, but okay. Let's see. This is straight to the edge of the park, right? Yes. Okay, there the footpath is in the way. There something else is in the way. Going great. What if I go this way? Okay, that worked. This should be an easy connection. And it is. Awesome. Now let's see if I can immediately connectify this further. Looks like I can. What's in the way? Back spasm. Which is the green one. Well, black and green. Okay, then we're there. Okay, that's a connection. It's a bit of a janky one, but hey, if it works, it works. Now the other side. This one should be easy. Or not. What if we start here? If we go like that, and then like that, and then like that, and then like that. Yeah, that works. And then we can connect this somewhere here. And then it's all straight bussing. I think. Let's see. Yeah, this is all cap. Does it make you cringe when I do teenager speak, even though I don't understand it? Also, it's not entirely straight bussing. There we go, that's what I need. Can we see just the path layout? Yes, in a minute. Okay, we can open this ride. Let's give it a bit of a fancier color. How about light blue? There we go. And the cars can be dark orange. With pink. Okay, just the path layout. There you go. This is just the path layout. It's quite dense. And there's quite a lot of path. And I see a cardinal sin. This little bit of path. That should be that. Because it's in the air. Oh, whoops. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, and the trains. There's a lot of holes in there. Yeah, you know what's in those holes? Right. Including double penetration. We can also, of course, do just track. If we disable path, this is just right. Oh, and if we also disable guests and staff, this is only right. And look at this. It looks like the game freezes when you do that. It doesn't, but it makes it look like, because the movement also almost entirely stops. We also have triple penetration. This is a vertical drop coaster which does do triple penetration, but it's not called that. Need some pink tracks in there. Yeah, we don't really have any pink, do we? We have, I mean, this is sort of dark pink lining, but there's one pink here. This is very bright pink. Yeah, the only moving thing is the scrolling text. And the balloons that the guests have let go of. Oh, and I saw this. I saw this thing go. Yeah, there it goes again. It's the photo, the right photo, that also still goes. And this thing still rotates. There are still a few things that work. Okay, now we just do that. There we go, everything's back. Can we name it triple penetration? Sure. Triple penetrationen. There we go. Time for a merry-go-round. Oh, that was easy. And it's not connected yet, but the place was easy. Did you see my sub? I missed it. My apologies. You are vain and you require attention. Yes, you do. Thank you for the 22 months, Buster. If anyone doesn't know, most of you won't know, Buster made a Roller Coaster Tycoon video again for the first time in a while. He made them previously as well, years ago. Channel's called Just Buster Beachside. He posted to Reddit too. Now, why should you watch it? Well, first off, it's just a good video, but also, it's got me in it. Little cameo. So, if anything, go watch it for that. Okay. Triple penetration is in the way. I wonder how high that path is. Okay, just 7.5. Okay, I think this is gonna work. Yes. Now the exit. Okay, well that's not gonna work. Now this looks like it connects, but it don't. Hang on. Oh, we're still too low. There we go. That's a connection. This is all not working. Can I go that way now? Or now? Okay, now it seems to be working. I don't really know what I'm trying to achieve here, but I have achieved it. It's a connection. And that thing is open now. Oh, we have reached the 800k mark. We are rich. Although I am suddenly spending a whole lot of money again on staff. So we don't make a lot of money per month. Oh, we are very close to this scaling up again to the next level. Currently the line is inside the months. The next sucker to enter the park. Well, that's this little fella. Guest 11,368. She is gonna die. She's gonna die so hard. If I can find my killing point. Nope. Is somewhere here. Oh right, it's there. Okay, that's a walking. That's... I don't think I can do it from that... Okay, that angle. Yeah, that works. Found it and killed you. It is on he. When I say it's a she, it's a she. I wonder how many times have they got... That's better. It'll get fixed. At least, hang on. I first need to do... There's already obviously a mechanic heading for this. There we go. So I need to make sure that they're no longer heading for it. And then this one will get the job. There we go. He's getting the job and he'll fix it. But how frequently have they been on it? 142 times already. And this is their favorite ride. Look at the guy talking into his walkie-talkie, because that totally fixes the ride. Hey, they can go on it again. Wonderful. They will no longer be sad. They'll get on their infinite monorail train again. How about we make it play some candy style? That'll make them cheerful. I'll call this guy Big Bench Daddy. Dun 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 dun. It's a nice tune. It's a very nice tune. Not Bob the Venture. I never really watched Bob the Builder when I was growing up. So it's not as in the forefront of my mind. I knew what it was. I watched it every now and then, but not like really a lot as far as I remember. I do remember watching the Teletubbies. Creepy as they were. But as kids you don't really see that as creepy, it's just all colors and fun and... Okay, can I connect this? I think I can. There we are. Can we connect this there? Yes, we can. Oh, that's a fabulous connection. Okay, how about here? I'm below the path. And that's also a good connection. Which Teletubby is your favorite? Definitely the purple one. Purple's the best color. I love the Teletubbies, but it has zero educational value. That's fine. But not everything needs to be educational. Is that connected? Well, now I can't see where I was building anymore. Where's the... Okay, that goes there. And then that goes there. Yeah, that is connected. Huh. Neat. Oh, we've dipped below 800,000. Because payday has happened and it was raining, so we made a little less. Marcel gives Tinky Winky vibes and Max gives Dipsy vibes. I have no idea how accurate that is. I haven't watched it in ages, obviously. Oh, hello. I don't think this is gonna work. Oh, we got some space there. Oh, yeah. Will it work though? Yes. It will. This one can go that way. Oh, but that's a surprisingly easy connection. Doesn't even need to be there. Can it be there even? Can we go? Nah, we can't be that naughty, can we? No. Wait. Cash machine? What cash machine is in the way there? Oh. Okay. Yeah, we are quite low, so there's a lot of stuff we can't see. Well, that's fine. They'll just stay on exit line only. That's good enough. I'm happy that I was still able to build a spiral slide that low down. I wouldn't be happy if those furry stuff was talking around with a pancake pooping vacuum cleaner. I think that's about Teletubbies, but it makes zero sense to me, that sentence. Ooh, yeah, that's a bit high up. Oh, that's a good position. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, well, these are the only two spots. Let's try. What is exactly the function of a rubber duck? Okay, that's not gonna work. Maybe if I build it there. Let's try. Yes, that was Mr. Weasley. Harry Potter 2. Nope. Okay, that ain't gonna work. No. That's not gonna work, unfortunately. Ooh, lots of space. Okay, that'll work. And I don't think that'll work, but may... Ooh. Fancy. This is some head chopper bonus. Ugh. Okay, if I just... No. Oh, there the looping coaster is in the way. I'm just penetrating double penetration. I don't know if y'all are happy with that. Okay, that's not gonna work, that's not gonna work. What if I... This is all very difficult. What if I start up one higher? No, this is all not gonna work. Oh, I see a possible solution. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. So we do that, and we do that. Haha! Look at that! Look at that! Doesn't that make you so excited? Okay, can we also build this way? Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, how about if we go this way around? Can we give Marcel a jar of dirt? I already have a jar of dirt. I am a jar of dirt. What's wrong here? Where's the queue line? I never built a queue line for this ride. Also, thank you for the gifted sub, Neri. 2. Well, now there's a queue line. This thing has been open for more than a year without any riders. At least it's finally accessible. It's $4 only. It used to be 6 or 5. I don't know. Depends on how old it is exactly. I love how the entrance supports just float mid-air. Not just the entrance supports, all its supports of the entire ride. It's only connected to the ground via the paths. So these paths are holding up the entire ride. Including this coaster. Or at least parts of the coaster. Which means it's a very strong path. Or it's the coaster that's strong. The coaster is holding up the observation tower mainly. I don't know. Drown anyone leaving. Triple penetration was great. I'm sure it was, baby. Okay. I want to go home. Alright. You'll go home. To hell! Where? Okay, there's the entrance. That means my drowning pond is there. What is the ride? Ooh, 2. That's the constipation ride. Ooh, 2. The second one. Now it's okay, can I find it? I know where it is. There are 2 of them. Oh, there they are. They're the micro corks. They're ooh and well 000 technically. So 00000 and 0000002. Constipation part 2, the reckoning. More like the back opening. Because you're all backed up. Imagine living in these homes next to the monstrosity. Yeah. But when we're talking about these homes, look at what they did with the scenery. Like, all these houses are obviously the custom scenery, one scenery item. But they did with all little hedges and all. They used different kinds of hedges and fences, and this one has a tree, and you know they used little dirt to make it nicer, to make the gardens a bit different. You have a road here with all these entrance gates which are painted different colors. It's done absolutely wonderfully. Don't you agree? Look at that little park with some trees. Some entrance to a house. I think Chris Sawyer did a magnificent job on this. I don't know if he built this, but did he build the scenarios? I don't know. Whoever made them did a great job. It's just lovely. Constipation 2, electric poo in the loo. I like that. Didn't we talk about constipation as well last time we played this part? Hey, look at who's rich. It's Duvel. Okay, can't go that way. I'm gonna have to relocate the exit. There. Yeah. That'll be fine. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna connectify this somehow. Well, that was the easy bit. And that was the other easy bit. I didn't expect it to be so easy. Drink some water. You guys should too. Don't forget to hydrate. If you type it like that, I will never forget because that gives me nightmares. Is this one opened or broken down? I mean, closed or broken down. It is just broken down. Good. I can just see. No, all the rides are open because this little thing is lit. Oh. How long has this ride been crashed? Did that happen today, or... Well, I can check. Because I can just load up... Crashed last stream. Yeah, because if I load up this park... Yeah, it's already crashed. Any other rides? No. I didn't know that. Double penetration was our most profitable ride, but it's obviously taken a hit. Hang on, did I just color these two? Double and triple penetration, the exact same color scheme. Well, not the trains, but the track. Yes, I didn't even mean to do that. Let's now the original double penetration can stay dark. This one is a bit light. Oh, we already have that. Let's make it that color then. It's at least different. Yeah, this one hasn't had a riders for a while. Now, what is the most profitable coaster in the park? Let's take a little look. Let's first, let's just look at stats, because that's always fun, isn't it? Most exciting, we haven't reached 8, but we've been quite close a few times. Intensity 9.19. Looping coaster, spinning wild mouse. Oh, because it's got excessive G's. Looping coaster, I think too. Yes. Concussion. Okay, that's the highest one without excessive G forces. And nausea. Down with the sickness. Yeah, it's a downward launched. Downward launched launch free falls have a much higher nausea rating. But twice as high as a non-downward launched one. Then all the space rings. And then the top spiders. Just look at the space rings. God damn, 6.5 nausea. On a flat ride. That's ridiculous. Sent me a meme associated with don't forget to hydrate. That's a cute little fox. Oh, that's why you sent it me. A fox that was drinking. You can post it in the chat if you want. Okay. Wait, we weren't done here yet. Let's see. Customers per hour. Twister Coaster 3. It's the green one, right? Yes. Is doing very well. It's having the most customers per hour, and it might also be the most profitable. 3,300 guests are getting triply penetrated every hour. 3,400 guests. Twister coasters always do well. And total profit, it's still double penetration, despite the crashedness. And it's up and running again, so it'll do better. Total customers, Junior Coaster 1. You can't charge as much for a Junior. But yeah, of course, the thing with the Junior Coaster 1, it's right next to the entrance, so it's probably the most crowded area of the park. We just use cutaway view. Where exactly is the entrance? It's there. I built the blue Ferris wheel on top of it. So if you look, it's not that crowded there, but it's fairly crowded. Profit per hour, currently it's Twister Coaster 3 again, and triple and double penetration. Triple penetration is a bit more profitable than double penetration. Ooh, triple penetration has taken the lead now. It's on top this time. Queue length, double penetration, less than 50 for the longest queue though. That's a very efficient park. Although the 44 people for the space rings isn't very efficient. Is it the one with only a single one? No, it isn't. queue time. 127 minutes. It's because there's one car, so there's a capacity of 1. And it goes on for 3 minutes, so it's 1 guest every 3 minutes, roughly. That 24 per hour isn't accurate, but that's the lowest it can get. You can only say it in certain increments, and I believe 24 is the lowest, so it'll probably go to 0 again, and then once it's got a guest again, it'll go to 1 for a while. That's how that works. Flips between the two. It's only gotten 186 guests in more than 2 years. Then we have all the space rings, the go-karts, the Ferris wheel, more space rings, a whole lot of flat rides, of course, with the longest queue time. Put a sign next to the entrance that says, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here." God, if I can find it. Oh, whoops. What was it called again? Let's just sort by queue length. Please let me out, that's the one. Oh, I think it's that one, yes. Okay, there, I see the queue line. The park looks still quite dense, but not as bad now. You know, this looks like a fairly normal shot. Abandon all... I don't think that fits. Ye who enter... Nope. Ye who enter fits. So, let's just do that. Let's make it yellow, because it's, you know. And then this one yellow too. There we go. It looks... If you didn't look too closely... Whoops. If you didn't look too closely, you would think this is just a normal queue line banner. But it isn't. When people admire the coaster, what's the trigger? I don't know. I don't know how that works. But yeah, there are always people admiring the rides, like this one. Watching Junior Coaster 1. And he thinks, well, nothing about Junior Coaster 1. He got a map of big, beautiful, Bustling, Bumbling Bay. And this is all technical stuff. He's got a goal. Pathfind goal. Oh, he's not been on a ride yet. Ooh, this is a new one. Alright, now he's a dead one. Where's my drowning pond? There it is. Bye bye, you will die. Yeah, guests tend to admire coasters that are being built, but clearly they also admire older coasters. Name a ride of your choice. Alright, what do you want to name and what? In the motion sim here. Oh, the one that's next to it, right? The one that I definitely cannot click on without cutaway view. Can I? I can't even see the dodge jumps, let alone whatever is next to it. Oh, there we are. Oh, this is the motion sim. There we go. I'm sure people will totally link those two. Time for another flat ride. Time for a motion sim. Ooh, that's a nice position though. Will it work? No. That doesn't... No. That's not gonna work, is it? Oh, that's halfway a queue line. Well, that's fine with me. Cause I can connect it, baby. Would you look at that? Okay, that one doesn't quite work yet. Okay, I just need it to connect to there. Yes! You know, I didn't expect that to work, but I love that this is there, because it felt a bit empty, that part. Now there's stuff there. Absolutely wonderful. Let's look at the park inspector rating thing. We have 2 lost guests. I bet both of them are either the bench guy and bench girl, or they're walking somewhere. Someone commented on a VOD that there was one next to the log flume. Where is the log flume? But I think I picked those up. I think they're bench guy and bench girl. But I'm not entirely sure, because maybe they don't count. Because they're constantly going on the right. But I can assure you, they are happy. Look at that. Entirely happy. Nothing wrong with that. Please hire a handyman who only cuts grass and name him Marcel mows. Good joke. It's a nice one. Marcel mows. Increase the speed of the monorail. That's not how monorails work. You can't set a speed. I could set streamlined monorail cars, which are slightly faster, but then you can get like a massive train. I like this small thing. Why is there a ride out of bounds? It isn't. I own this. Well, it's construction rides, but you can purchase those. Look at that. I've purchased them. Now, for those who might be a bit bored by me... That's not gonna work, is it? By me mostly building flat rides instead of coasters. That's what you do in these kinds of parks. Because if you only build coasters, it's gonna be too dense. I mean, you're not gonna be able to build enough rides. Yeah, is there anyone else who can see the issue here already? This is not gonna work. I mean, if we put it there, then the Woody is going to be in the way. So that's not gonna work. Oh! Now that's a damn sexy position if that works. Well, that works. Okay. Okay, this is a bit difficult. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. Unless I can move that connection, of course. Because then that would work. Because then that's no longer in the way. Where am I trying to build? Right, I come from there. Can I just do that? It's a slightly different connection. It goes to a whole different place now, but I don't care. Because I think... Okay, it doesn't quite work. Unfortunately. But... Haha! Haha, I'm a genius! I'm an absolute genius. Why? This connection is useless. I specifically connected it to down there. Hang on, what if I go up here? Right, footpath in a way. Oh, it's its own footpath. Yes. Okay, what if I just do that? There we go. Much better. Alright. Let's build another one. Right there. Well, that one's not gonna work. Well, I don't think that's gonna work, but let's try it a shot. LOL. It's just immediately, nope, 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 nope. Okay, how about there? That looks like it could work. At least we have some. No, that's not gonna work. How about there? Because if we go there, haha, 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 haha. Oh yes, baby. And that one too. Okay, let's make this into a connection actually. What's in the way that we suddenly can't go down anywhere there? I suppose it's, well, coasters. God, these are annoying. I just want to connect to here. Do you think you could ever make a park like this if the cutaway plugin didn't exist? Yes. I've literally done that. Oh, I need to go up. I made one in 2013 before OpenRCT2 existed. It wasn't quite as dense. But we can take a look. It was definitely not as dense. So, just a quick calculation. We have 121 rides. And the size is 22. Now, if we go to electric fields... It's quite a bit bigger. It is 44, so almost double the size. And it has one more ride. So, yeah, this park is mostly... Well, not mostly coasters. There are a lot of flat rides too. But it's more focused on coasters. But there's a lot more space in between here. Like, if you just go around... There should be plenty of space. There's one, there's one, there's one, there. There's lots of space to build all kinds of flat rides still. Yeah, this is sparse. I mean, it's twice as sparse, sort of, rain. It's, I mean, if you look at just the path layout, it's not... There's lots of big empty spaces where there are just coasters. And terrible pathing, by the way. Absolutely horrific pathing. This is just awful. I mean, look at this. This is a very long dead end leading to a coaster. Goes all the way down here and only here it connects back. And this is a dead end. There are so many dead ends here. I didn't know proper pathing yet. And it didn't really work. I had to use some trainers at some point to keep the park rating up. But I did get to 7,500 guests without any kind of cheating. So that was pretty good. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? Oh, I need to do those. Now if we just look at the rides, then yeah, you see there are not that many flat rides. This is not a very dense park actually. If you look at this. There's lots of room. It does look nice. But there's lots of room everywhere. Look at these little corkscrews though. They have awful stats. 1.08, 0.84. They missed 2 stat requirements. I knew they were awful, but I just went with it. That's fine, they still attract the same number of guests. There are a lot of pre-builds in here as well. There's Turbine right there. And there's Looping Coaster 7, which is not a pre-build, but below there is Exterminator. Then here is Chocolate Log. Here is Hedgehog. This is Splinter. There are more. There we go. Below here is Mine Mania. There are more. Wood Chip, a classic. King Rapids. A lot of, well that's Ferris wheel, but a lot of Launch Tree Falls, which is Escape Hatch. Although they're not really a pre-build if they miss the scenery. They don't really count. Are there more? I'm pretty sure there are more. Is this one? No, that's one I built myself. Oh, there's one. Microphobia. You wouldn't think it, but if you just glanced at the park. But there are lots and lots of pre-builds here. Oh, there's another one. Bumblebee. I was lazy back then. Only when I couldn't build any more pre-builds, I started designing my own rides. Well, it's not entirely true. These wooden coasters, this one, wooden coaster 2, and wooden coaster 1, which is... well, it exists. Is this cool? No, that's number 3. The one... Which one is it? It's that color. Is it this one? Yes. Okay, I thought we had 2 big wooden coasters. What's the park worth? Well, the park value is quite low because all the rides are very, very old. If I renew the rides, the park value will shoot up. Just watch. It's now 128k, but as soon as it gets reevaluated, there we go, 245k, it'll go up. Company value is very high though, at 1.8 million, because we are rich. 409k. Oh, it went down really. What happened here? How did it go down this fast? What happened to the park value? What? 539k. Speed it up a little bit. How did this happen? Rides don't age that fast. That's not how it works. Alright, have fun, Max. Microstream. I genuinely don't know what happened there. Well, the park value is already 1.5 million again. Told you it will go up. That's an impossible graph, even with cheats. That's when you loaded the save and brought the 8300 zombies back from the grave. Maybe, but this is not possible unless you sell rides. Which I didn't. I don't know how that works. Well, anyway, let's go back to Bustling, Bumbly Beach. There we go. Took a while to load. Yeah, you can definitely see this park feels much more just like a brick. The rectangular shape helps with that, of course, of the park, but it just feels a lot denser. Because it is, it's twice as dense. And we're not even very high up yet, so it's probably even denser. Because the previous park was like 40, 50 meters, some coasters. Some looping coasters definitely straddled the top of their support limit, which is like 55-ish meters. Okay, I have a fun idea. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, this should be high up enough. So what if I... Because you can't go around this with just a normal corner. Normal turn, because then the observation tower is in the way. But you can go around it with a steep turn. Any incompatibly loading an old save from the current RC2 version? That shouldn't happen now. Maybe. That seems to be the only possible explanation, yeah. No, let's go that way. Rename the park Marcel's Bubbly Butt Beach. You need to use a reward for that, because someone else renamed it with a reward. Looping coaster 1 is broken down. Well, we're building a new one in its way. So don't worry. Also, it's going to be fixed. Oh, we have lots of space. And as I say that, we're stuck. Well, not stuck, but we run into another ride. Okay, it should make this. Let's make it pink. There we go. And with blue and white trains. There we go. Name the park. What do you want to name it, Jeremiah Stick? Because the choice is all yours. Name the park Human Walking Zoo. It's pretty accurate. Where was I? There. How about we do another loop? Oh, land not up. I didn't realize I was at the end of the park. That's what you get when you build high like that. You don't notice when you reach the edge of the park. Did you get bored of Zoo Tycoon? Well, it's kind of... I keep playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, obviously. And then I kind of started playing Stardew Valley again. Oh, it doesn't make that... Hang on, if I just make it go slightly faster. Then I started playing Stardew Valley again, and I don't really have space in the schedule to play Zoo Tycoon now. Because then I would only play Stardew Valley every 2 weeks, or Roller Coaster Tycoon every 2 weeks. I'll get back to Zoo Tycoon eventually. If I would stream thrice a week, I could do one for each. Although I can guarantee you that I would get tired of Zoo Tycoon quicker than Roller Coaster Tycoon. Because ultimately there is less of this kind of stuff that you can do. You can't build a hyper-dense zoo like this, or you can, but they're all the same, I think. And maybe it's because I'm not as good at it and as knowledgeable, but I feel like it has a lot fewer possibilities. Oh, we've reached the end again. Yeah, that doesn't work. How about that? Ah, that works. Now, does it make all of this? Looks like it will. Although we're getting another 39er. But yeah, that's fine. I feel like a layered zoo would be half possible with Zoo Tycoon. Well, you can't build anything on supports in that game, so I wouldn't really know how. Is this gonna be? No, this is not gonna be a problem. Hang on, is this on the par gauge? Hang on, if we do invisible... Yes, it is. I didn't even realize. Okay, where were we? There. Okay, let's slowly get back to the station. It's too crowded here, is it? Why would you think that? I'm kind of offended, to be honest. Because this is the perfect park and I will not have it insulted by you. Okay, now it looks like we need to be higher, do we? Oh. I kind of blocked myself. Oh no. Crap. Right. That's fine. Just rebuild this. Into a different kind of dip. There we go. Now that's a dip with drip. Drip is good, right? Isn't drip like having fashion or whatever? Welcome to Marcel doesn't understand the modern world. Drip is swag. Ah. Swag is a good word. That's what I was afraid of. Land not parked by own. What if we go over it instead? We need to be one higher for that. Or what if we do this? Okay, no, same issue. I thought I had done it differently, but apparently not. You only say that because swag is a millennial word. Yeah, but drip sounds so stupid. But the only reason I say that is because I'm not used to it. You're entirely right. I still stand by it though. Swag dates to the 1930s Harlem. Yeah, I know, it's a thing in New York. Renaissance. Aha. So was it the early version of the Harlem Shake? I don't know, I'm just talking nonsense now. Okay, will it make that? That was a great timing from the ghost train, by the way. Okay. That's a coaster done. And okay, no, that coaster is in the way. Okay, what if we just make this a compact queue line and then build a path here and connectify that somewhere? Can we even... Okay, yes, we can do that. Now it's time to find a way down. Holy crap, we're high up, Lois. Damn. But I have found a connection. Can I do that? No. What if I... No? Okay, that's fine. And now this way? This should work, right? Yes, yes. Nice. That is another coaster. Which I'm very happy with. Ooh, we have reached 5,000 guests again after we uploaded a lot of them at the end of last stream. I thought that green stuff was grass before I realized it was the roof of the doghouse. This one, yes. There is still a lot of grass visible there. At the edges you will never avoid that unless you purposely line the edges entirely with flat rides. But that's not how you build these parks. You don't plan these parks. The beauty of these is that they are unplanned. I mean, I can already see the title of the video in my head. The densest park I have ever built. It's technically not true because of the whole, 22 by 22 square thing with 1,000 rides. But that was meticulously planned. This is actually a proper park. That one wasn't. What's the difference between Holland and the Netherlands? There is none, they're synonyms. Or there is a difference, depends on which definition of Holland you're using. Okay, so the thing is, technically, if you use the official or the official dictionary definition or whatever, Holland is just the provinces of North and South Holland combined. That area is called Holland. And the Netherlands is, well, the entire country, obviously. Over there. And, there are a lot of Dutch people who will pretend to be offended when you say, "Oh, you're from Holland?" "No, I'm from the Netherlands." It's not Holland. Yes, it is Holland. It's just a synonym for the Netherlands. Do you know how our travel website was called? Holland.com. A lot of countries, like France, call our Hollandais. And it's, or Hollande or whatever. And in a lot of other languages, it's also a variation on Holland. Except in Finland, where it's Alankomaat. And, I've always learned as a kid, I was always just aware that it was a synonym. And as it's used colloquially, it is a synonym. if you say Hollanders, you mean people from the Netherlands, not people from Holland. You know, when you use it, when most people just use it casually. So, yeah, it's just a synonym for the Netherlands. But in some official uses, it only refers to the two provinces of Holland. Yeah, Nederlanders is also a valid term. Also means people from the Netherlands. Why is Germany called Deutschland, which looks out like Dutch, but they aren't? Because that's what they call themselves. The story goes that they thought that some English folks or American folks thought they encountered some Dutch folk. They said, we are from Deutschland, we speak Dutch, and that transformed into Dutch, and they thought that they were from the Netherlands. Welcome back, Max, and a few others. How was the micro stream? Microscopic. Well, that makes sense. Microscopic was a builder. A rollercoaster tycoon builder. I still have some parts from him. Yeah, we talked about Teletubbies and how sexy they are. I mean, they never wear clothes. Okay, that's connected up. That's not quite connected. Now it is. Now it's time to connect this baby. To somewhere. Ooh, what if we just did that? I have a feeling I'm going more hardcore on path connections than ever before. Which probably helps in making this part feel the densest ever. Am I going... No, I'm not going through the loop, am I? Am I? I am! We're going through the loop, baby! Is there a go-kart? Yes, there is. Right there. Hey, that's an easy connection. Just a straight path. Another one. So, obviously, the Space Range is a terrible ride. But it is very useful for situations like these because it's very not tall. What's in Tinky Winky's purse or bag? Well, I was last night. You know, these streams are becoming less and less kid-friendly over the time. It's not, I wouldn't call it entirely adult humor, but... Oh, I didn't say it wasn't on me. It is on me. I've noticed I've become more edgy on stream. I wouldn't say it's 18 plus, but definitely 13 plus. It's a pirate shit that's in the way. Okay, that doesn't work. That works. It's a connection. It's a loop. It's a perfect loop. Guess some kids who grew up watching you will have become 18 by now. Yeah, but they'll probably also have, you know, we've got some new kids. You guys aware of the theory that the Teletubbies takes place thousands of years later at the Shire from Lord of the Rings? Because they're both a bit, you know, nice rolling hills and green. And then some random bullshit about how they're connected. They live in those earthen cave houses. Oh yeah, because that definitely means they're connected. Oh, I forgot a guest drownage. Well, I didn't forget it. I didn't see it. Let's do that right now. 69.96. Question is, do we still have that guest? We do, actually. Okay, let's make sure I can actually reach the drowning pond. There we go. Bye-bye. Good night. Sleep tight. With the fishies. Mount Sunny face. Yes, the baby face is totally like the Eye of Sauron or whatever. That makes sense. Oh. I mean, there's a reason the path goes the other way there, because the Ferris wheel's in the way. Can I go over it if I'm like... No, it's still in the way. What Teletubby food is best? Oh, I forgot that they eat stuff, so... I don't know. Ooh, ask a geography question. We're going to talk about geography. Fun. Okay, what if I just go like that? Isn't that naughty? And then... Oh, yes. Oh, yes, baby. Ooh, that's good. Can I connect this? I can. That is technically a connection. Okay, I should lower this by 1. Can I though? Think I can. I can. Okay, apparently we're going through the cinema roof. Because that makes sense. Oh, we're only 1 higher than that. No, we're not. Okay, but it is a connection. Okay, let's see. What was the question? What's it called when a river bends so much it reconnects with itself and the lake becomes separate lake? That's an oxbow lake. Or as we call it in Dutch, translated, a horseshoe lake. Which in actual Dutch is a hoefijzermeer. You know what, let's make this red. We don't have enough red. Yeah, that sticks out nicely. I don't know if I've seen too many oxbow lakes in the Netherlands, but we manage our rivers a lot, so they probably don't get the time and freedom to bend. I used to love geography and I forgot about it. I absolutely love it that you just asked me instead of Googling it. Which is fun. Did you know that on average, you know, if a river bends, right, the length increases compared to if it wasn't bendy. And on average, the difference between the actual length of a river and the straight line length between 2 points on a river is going to be a factor pi. I saw that in a number file video once. So if it turns out to be wrong, you know who to kill, not me. You know, in English-speaking countries like to use the word jut in Jutland as a verb, and that stick was jutting out, and I noticed it too late before I tripped over it. I'm pretty sure it's the other way around. Jutting was already a word, and Jutland juts out of Europe. For those who don't know, Jutland is like the thing Denmark is on. What's called Peninsula. Where am I going with this? Yeah, don't think there is enough space here. But we use it as a verb without knowing where it came from at all. My point is, it probably doesn't come from that. It probably is the other way around. I'm pretty sure that Jutland came from the verb to jutting out. Maybe my first stream will have to be me making tubby custard. That would be very nice. Hang on. Why aren't those... Oh, we're much too low. When I was in school, I did a geography project on a river, recorded its flow and everything, realized the flow was going backwards for a long time, then fixed itself at the mouth. Turned out we hopped from one river to another completely different one by accident. Yeah, well, like, that's not possible. How am I ever gonna connect this? This is damn impossible. I don't see a way out of here. So maybe if I put it there. I don't really see a way out of there either, but let's just give it a shot. Put them the other way around. Or it's a coincidence. There are finite sounds available in human language, so sometimes you get words that are exactly the same but unrelated. That's true, it could be a coincidence too. Okay, there's no way I'm gonna connect this. But there might be a way if I replace it with a slightly smaller ride. I can't build it this low. I need to build it a bit higher. Okay, what if I kind of want to immediately... Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted. That connection there. Okay. Is this in the exact same position as the entrance was last time? Because if so, this ain't gonna work. As the exit was last time, I mean. Mole. I think this ain't gonna work. Well, hey, I've gotten somewhere. Can I? Okay, I've gotten... Well, as I said, I've gotten somewhere. It's not quite there. It's better than nothing, I supposedly. Suppose. But I can't go anywhere from here. What if I... Okay, that doesn't really work. What if I just steal that one though? Okay, so that one is kind of on a dead end, but that's fine. I've connected it now. Kind of a cheaty way, but hey, otherwise I wouldn't have a ride there at all. So it's better than nothing. Isn't the tentacle in Arsti an octopus leg? Aren't the two... The octopus legs are tentacles, right? That's how tentacleness works. Oh yeah, that's true. People drink from it. I'll show you. They don't actually, you know, they don't have their drink. It does food, but they drink from it. Let's build my own Six Flags park, and suddenly it's rather quiet. Do we already have it unlocked? No, we don't. What if we do this one? Yeah, there it is. Okay. And dip. Okay, that's plenty of guests. And you're all hungry. Look at that. They are drinking from it. I don't know how well you can see it. There might be a few too many guests, but maybe if a few come over here. Yeah, look. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit more. These two on the bench, you will see them drink from it. Once they do. There we go. He drank from it. Blue one, now yellow. They're all drinking from it. This is very disturbing. And this is one busy cashier. One busy store clerk. Individually counting each guest is a fun exercise. No, it isn't. I don't want to die. Satisfaction is only 50%. So I suppose half the tentacles aren't good. Look at that, they all have tentacles. It's too crowded here. Oh, you think? The carrying tentacle. That's just... just a tentacle. That's so odd. Drink juice made from tentacles? Something like that. Look, I don't know. I don't judge either. You know, if they like tentacles, then they like tentacles. You know what? I'm just gonna infinitely advertise. My goodness, that's a lot of rides. Because I want more guests. Why 11 weeks? Well, because I did 11 on the first one accidentally. And I want them all to be the same. There we go. Never-ending marketing campaigns. Also, there's a thing I've had off for a while. I need to turn that back on. Where is it? There we go. Show guest purchases as an animation. Now we can see all the money we earn again. According to the wiki, they are fried. Let's see. Object selection. Tentacle. Wait, where is it? Seafood. Yeah, a stall selling fried tentacles. The wiki just copied that from this. So, yeah. I don't know. Drown guest 6220. Why? Why 6220? What's the significance? RNG. Fair enough. Alright, you are guest 6220 now. And you're queuing for Dodgems 2. Well, you know what I'm going to do with that. Where's Dodgems 2? You're no longer queuing for Dodgems 2. Where's my drowning pond? There it is. Bye-bye. You don't drink tentacles. I love sipping all the juice from tentacles. It's my favorite thing to do. Those thick, juicy tentacles. Can I connect this? Or am I, as they say in the Holy Land, screwed? I think this would fall under screwedness. Maybe though. Haha! Marcel strikes again! Hee hee! Haha! Woohoo! Where were we building again? I lost track. Oh, there. Ah, there's where I'm building. Wait, what? How did I connect this? I completely lost track. Oh, oops. Oh, to there. Okay, that ain't gonna work. That entirely ain't gonna work. Okay, so maybe we just need to go further up. Oh, that coaster is in the way. Alright, then we'll just go like this. God, this isn't a terrible connection or anything. This is awful. I'm almost getting sick just looking at these god awful connections. Also, that's almost a connection, but can't quite make that. This doesn't help, does it? No. If we keep on going one more that way. Yeah. I thought that would connect. It's 4.5 meters to 6. No, to 7.5. I am really disappointed here. Yeah, this isn't gonna work. That's too low. I'm gonna need to search it somewhere else. Okay, that's going nowhere. Ooh, yes. There you go. Now I still have the exit of this one to do. Okay, that doesn't work. Can I make that work? If I get rid of that, I can. There we go. Now it's connected. Alright, see you over and get well. We are getting ever closer to the 141 we need to beat Forest Frontiers. And we are definitely gonna make that. Because we only need 13 more rides. And we have plenty of space for more. In the meantime, I'm just loving filling this up with flat rides. Although there soon isn't a lot of space anymore. Ooh, yeah, I found another one. Now we could of course compare how much path there is in this park versus the other parks. You know, by doing the trick of just selling everything, seeing how much we got. That doesn't quite work. I mean, I think you probably get paid if you live in the heights next to this. I would want to get paid for that. I'm not doing that for free. Or paying for it. I don't know if that's a connection. I think it isn't. I think I still see a fence there. Yeah. How high up are we? Oh. That wasn't too difficult. Okay, so we've done the exit. Now can we also connect that there? Yes, nice. Because now the exit path is a lot shorter and connections are always good. Okay, this one seems to be easy. Hang on, that's not a connection. But that is. Awesome. How much did Marcel have mount? Oh, I entirely forgot to set him to mowing. So nothing. But now we will. My bad. Well, he has mown too. He'd already swept 33 liters and emptied 5 bins. Which is not bad. All these handymen will not have done a lot, of course, because they'll get fired and rehired every now and then. Look at him go. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. I imagine that's the noise it makes. He'll soon have more lawns mown than anything else. Well, unless he just keeps walking around here. He needs to go this way. Come on, little fella. You can do it. Or maybe not. Do you need a little help? I'll just dump your ugly ass here. There you go. How's that? Ooh, he can even walk through the support. He has superpowers. In your videos, didn't you say mowing is useless? I mean, yeah, but I said a lot of things you shouldn't do that I'm doing in this park. Like this bloody path system. It's god awful. This is actually a nightmare. Ding, 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 ding. Just look at it. At least it's well connected. It's not like there are long dead ends or anything. But it is a maze. Just look at this. Just look at it. From this particular angle, this part looks just the worst. Best plant type. Oh, definitely tree. I mean, I was gonna say from that angle, but this is just the worst. And then there is the one long straight section of path connecting everything. I think that's a well-needed connection. It's, you know, it's fairly busy, even though there's only one ride on it. So it's definitely well used. How would the map? What does the map look like? Well, like that. There isn't too much to see because most of it is just, I don't know, stuff. Your maze is probably easier to navigate. I mean, the maze that I built here, which you can't see, is definitely easier to navigate, yes. That one is probably easier to navigate than the path. I'm gonna keep it at probably though, I'm not entirely sure. But my goodness, the park looks weirdly empty, doesn't it? Because we didn't have that, and we didn't have that. The supports make surprisingly little difference. It's because there aren't a lot of visible supports. Because everything's on top of other things. But alright, that's enough for today. I had a lot of fun building more, and we got quite a bit done today. So let's see who I can raid. Rollercoaster Tycoon 2. Okay, that's a German streamer. That looks to be an English streamer. There we go. Alright, thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow on the use of the tubes. And I'll see you Sunday again. And in the meantime, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good night. And I hope you have a good weekend. Bye bye, have fun at the raid. It's a Rollercoaster Tycoon player, should be fun. See ya! And good night. Bye!